Welcome to Freedom Motivated with Christina Whiteley, the podcast that empowers you to live life on your terms. Are you uninspired, bored, and unhappy with where life has taken you? And yearning for a life filled with purpose and passion? Look no further. We are here to ignite that fire within, to awaken your true potential, and to guide you on a journey towards absolute freedom. Join us as we delve into the minds of incredible entrepreneurs and freedom leaders from very different backgrounds with incredible stories. Be inspired by their resilience and learn from their challenges they faced along the path to success. These are the brave individuals who fight every day to awaken people to the power of self-responsibility and who inspire them to create a life they are absolutely in love with. Each episode will explore the concept of conscious income creation, building a business or creating a career that aligns with your unique skill set, purpose, values, and belief system. Discover the strategies, tips, and invaluable insights shared by our guests as they guide you towards making a living doing what you love. It's time to break free from the shackles of conformity and embrace the freedom that awaits. Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to step into the life you've always dreamed of? Then welcome to Freedom Motivated, the podcast that will ignite your spirit and unleash your potential. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Freedom Motivated. My name is Christina Whiteley, and I am so excited to wrap up this 6-part series today. A series that I created to help people step into the new year with new goals, new purpose, and a bigger impact. I am so excited today to talk to you about what it takes to lead in this new era. We are in a new era of business and a new era of leadership that is necessary to stand out, to become a market leader, to create a community of people that are like-minded, people that support one another, people that cheer each other on, create positive impacts around the world, and that ripple effect, because we are better together and we are stronger together, and you do not have to do it alone. This last year has been a huge challenge for many. I've seen a lot of people drop off the map. I've seen a lot of people settle for less when they don't need to. And I wanted to create something that would help people move into a new space, into a new rhythm of business, into a new era where their voice matters. And so all of the previous 5 podcasts, I've laid the foundation for today. And I can't wait to have this heart-centered conversation with you, because we've already talked about mastering your mindset. We've talked about how to become a market leader and align your identity with your highest purpose, as well as taking absolute ownership to propel you forward, to help you grow, to help you learn, to become the best version of yourself. And then last week we talked about the 4 C's: connection, communication, community, and culture. And those are all things that you will be harboring over the next year to create a space where people feel empowered to take control of their lives, to create something of significance. And you get to decide. You get to decide the life that you want to live. You are constantly co-creating with the universe. And I don't want you to settle for anything less. And that's why this conversation is so necessary. So today, it should be no surprise that the first thing you need to get in the right place moving into 2024 is your mindset, right? You have to make a decision, one that you will stick to, one that you won't back out of, to do what is necessary to get the results you want this year. And that all comes with putting the people that you serve first. It comes before you set your monetary goals. It comes before you keep plugging away mindlessly at the thing you've already been doing. It comes with purpose and with value to those that surround you and that are looking to you for leadership. And as I've studied social media this past month over December, I've seen a lot of people struggling and asking for help. And they truly need a solution. They want someone to lead them. They want someone to help them. They want someone to provide them a solution and the results that they're truly seeking. And I've also seen a lot of posts about people who are struggling over the holidays, and the holidays can be a really hard time for many. Whether you are grieving, whether you've got issues with family, or maybe you've just gone through a breakup, or it's a really challenging time with your kids. Holidays aren't always the happy time that they should be, that we expect them to be. They can be really challenging too. But I've seen posts that are nearing the end of the year that have said, if you've barely held it together this year, that's okay, right? It's been a tough year for many. And although it's okay, and you're still moving forward and you're still putting one foot in front of the other, having that mindset isn't the one that will get you ahead. We're not going to talk about settling for how things are. We're going to talk about creating active solutions for the future. And life is simply our perspective, right? We've all had that friend that absolutely drains us when, we have to sit down and listen to their problems and their lack of motivation, and it slowly drains your energy away. But we've also had friends that are motivated and excited and moving forward. And you need to choose different. You need to choose who you surround yourself with. You need to choose the people that make your life less hard, right? Because a lot of the times there are people in our lives who have made things harder for us. Whether they, we're working against our dreams, whether, they're backhanded compliments that actually have a little dig in there, whether it's lack of respectful boundaries, appreciation, or even a projection of their own personal traumas on the people around them. You have to choose different. You have to choose the light, and you have to choose to step into the version of yourself that always does good no matter what, that always shows up positively, that always responds instead of reacts, that truly has other people's best interests at heart. And in this new era of leadership, there is no room for small thinking. There's no room for small attitudes and small problems that most people stew over. When you sit and hold yourself back from achieving more because you're worried about the little things, you never get to step into greatness. There's only room for solution-oriented thinking in this leadership role, for holding yourself accountable to your greatest good, and for truly standing behind what you believe in and what you want to be known for. So, what kind of impact do you want to make? How do you want to contribute to this world? All of that is determined by you. Are you helping or hindering? Are you sitting in some stuff that you need to release right now so that you can move forward without it? Whether you are selling houses, selling courses online, selling health products, or a service to your community, if you make the decision now to show up differently this year and lead, life and business will look very different for you in 2024. But you have to make the decision to change. I remember last year going into 2023 where I drew a line in the sand and I said, I no longer will settle for what is comfortable. I will strive for what I know I can create. I will strive for what I know what I deserve. I will strive to help others in the highest capacity possible because it's what brings joy to my heart. And so often we let ourselves sit in this place that's comfortable, right? We put ourselves in this position to help people, but it's really, really comfortable. And now we have to look at life a little bit differently if we want to lead in the marketplace. We are not going to appease anybody. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to talk about how now this is where innovation meets conviction. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. This new era is calling you to be more. And you lead when you have the courage to do what you know is right, but hasn't been done before. Often, it's doing something before it's popular. Your intuition is your North Star. It will keep moving you towards what is right. It's a thing that pushes you towards everything that you were made to do. And so we can't ignore that anymore. As human beings, we're the only species on this planet that ignores our intuition. We have to be willing to move forward even when it's uncomfortable, even if we're scared to make mistakes, even if we know we're going to be judged for it. We have to be willing to put one foot in front of the other and be a voice in this sea of noise, one that stands out, one that is a lighthouse to others, that is calling other people in. You'll see others doing things that aren't in alignment with your beliefs. And although that simply is just a different perspective, there will be something inside of you that will wake up to the fact that you could do it better. You know you could help people with your experience and your wisdom and your uniqueness and how you experience life. From the things that you have failed at to the challenges that you've overcome. So why not step up to the plate and help those who need you right now? The market is constantly changing, and your job as a leader is to step into that role and lead when you see solutions for the future. You know, when we left Canada, it wasn't a popular choice for many, right? We had a lot of pushback from friends and family, a lot of judgment. We'd hear things like, why would you give up living in a first world country to go to a third world country? Why would you give up your safety and move to Mexico? They didn't understand what we were trading for because we all want something different. We all have different values, different beliefs, different risk tolerances. And unless somebody has lived a lifetime in your shoes, you cannot judge them for the decisions that they make. And that's okay. I can guarantee you that you aren't the only one who has these significant thoughts in your head. And from the hundreds of messages I've received since leaving, I know that our family wasn't the only one who saw what we did as something inspiring. I know that there were many people that understood why we wanted something different. There were many people that wanted the same thing. But even though we made that decision based on our beliefs and values, it felt like one that we were making alone. And it's not enough to talk about what you want to do anymore. You have to live it. You have to be the living proof people are looking for to inspire them to take action, because you can't motivate people, at least not long term. They have to learn how to motivate themselves through self-leadership, through things that they find inspiring, through following the path they know that they're meant to be on. And even though you can't motivate them, you can be a beacon of light. But you have to authentically align your beliefs and your values with how you live, how you serve, how you show up. You absolutely must save yourself first, because you can't save anyone else who doesn't have the capacity to save themselves. But once you do, once you save yourself, you can help them overcome the challenges that you once faced, the things that you struggled with. You can help make that life burden easier on them. You can help empower them to make their own vision a reality, whether that is a weight loss goal, whether that is a business goal, whether it's something that they've wanted to create for a really long time and maybe didn't have the belief that it was possible for them. So you have the opportunity to pour belief into others until they believe in themselves, while operating in your zone of genius, while doing what you love. And that's what it takes to lead. You get to be opinionated. You get to speak your mind. You get to share your values, and then you attract other people that are like you. So what's your differentiator? What's the message that you want to be known for? Or how do you want to help people at a higher level? I often have these conversations with my mastermind clients, and so many of them start off by saying the thing that they are comfortable with, the thing that they have mastered that is easy for them to share, right? But here's where things get interesting. When I ask them about what they truly want to do, where they truly want to be in life, and what their highest vision for themselves is, they say, this is what I really want to do, how I really want to help people. And my next question is always, well, why aren't you doing that right now? The answer is always the same, and it's some sort of lack perspective. Whether they don't think they qualify to do the thing they truly want, whether they've created a roadblock that isn't real, or they let their self-sabotage or limiting beliefs creep in, most of the time unaware that this invisible barrier to their dreams is the one thing that is truly stopping them. And I'm sharing this with you because this is the thing that holds them back from living the life that they want right now. That dream life could be yours, right now. The decision you make to persevere this year will be the game changer. Maybe you're dreaming of writing a keynote speech and speaking in front of the masses, in front of hundreds or thousands of people. Have you written your keynote speech? Do you know the message you would share? Have you taken some time to think about it? Do you know who you want to speak in front of? Who you want to influence? Who you would pitch this idea to, this speech to? Have you made content like this online? Have you gotten feedback? How was it received? How could you make it better? These are the types of questions you should be asking yourself. Maybe you are a brick and mortar business and want to increase your revenue and are having a hard time finding buyers right now because of the marketplace. Have you thought about other services you could offer where you could specialize, right? I told a story about working in the salon and how I was capped at $36,000 a year. And I knew that if I wanted to make more money, I would have to create a higher income. So I started specializing in weddings where I knew I could charge more, right? I learned the skills, I practiced, I aligned myself so that people would know me as the person to go to when it came for weddings. They would refer me, they would recommend me because I was better than everybody else because I worked hard on that skill. Where could you specialize right now? Have you asked your clients for referrals? That's the fastest way to get them, is asking happy clients for referrals or for a testimony that you can share with the masses. Have you offered a service above and beyond your competitors? Have you done your research? Do you know what other people are offering and how you could make it better? Right? Maybe you've wanted to put together a course for a really long time or start a coaching program in your area of expertise, but you're hung up on who would buy it. Or are you qualified to teach that course? Have you taken the time to study your competition? Do you know what's out there already and how you could separate yourself from the rest? Have you created an outline or mapped out your video content for the course? Do you know the result that you will provide to people? Do you have proof of that result? Have you helped people get there before, or is it something that you need to help people do now so that you have proof of concept and can create that course or that coaching program? Then, once you have that proof of concept, do you have a launch plan? Do you know how you're going to share it with the world? How you're going to expand your network? How you're going to get into other people's networks, and how to use your business relationships to serve the masses so that everybody wins? Have you come up with a plan for that? The key is to start operating at a higher level before you get there, right? In entrepreneurship, the work that we do now pays off later. It's quite the opposite to an employee-employer mindset, right? Where you work for a God-given salary that you've negotiated, or you are trading time for money that you've negotiated on. Entrepreneurship is different. You work and work and work and work and work and work and work until you get paid. And then you work some more and then get paid. And then you work and work and work and work and work and sometimes work through your weekends. But when you are operating in your zone of genius, it actually becomes a lot of fun. It becomes something that you can't turn off, a mission that grabs a hold of your heart and your soul, and you continue to move towards it. That's how you know you're in a place of leadership, when you can't turn it off. And I remember having this conversation with my grandma because she said to me one day, she's like, I just don't know where you get your drive from. I don't know where that piece of you comes from, because you work so hard and you've accomplished so much. And I said, Grandma, I can't turn it off. At first, I thought it was my intuition pulling me towards something of value, something that made me feel good, right? And I hinged my self-worth on my hard work and my efforts. But now I know it was the Holy Spirit calling me all along. It was the one voice that I heard so loud and clear to keep moving forward, to keep stepping up to the plate, even when I didn't feel qualified, even when I didn't feel like I was the one that should be delivering that message. That voice would not be inside me if it wasn't meant for me. And so the key is to start operating at a higher level and learn to ask yourself and the people around you better questions. Questions of the future instead of how to fix the past. The common theme I see is people make decisions based on where they are right now and what they've experienced versus making decisions with unshakable faith towards their future and what they want it to look like. Your conviction in what you believe, your values, and what you sell is the thing that sets you apart. And so, what are you willing to see through? What idea are you willing to help others with until you get the result that you want by giving them the result that they need? Are you willing to be so bold in your mission that you will turn some people off? Because it's not enough to cast a wide net. And when you try and appease the masses, you appease nobody. People want to work with people they align with. They want to buy from people for support and community. Learning to lead an opinionated world full of judgment will take strength. It'll take confidence and courage and emotional intelligence, all things that we've talked about over the last 5 episodes. You have to get to a place where you truly don't care what the masses think and only surround yourself with people who have your best interest at heart. It's leading before it's a popular concept. You either have to do it first or you have to do it the fastest. You also have to be willing to become a master of your niche. It's learning one thing better than everybody else. And if you can become known for that one thing and do it better than everyone else, it will make you millions. But you have to adopt this new mindset to compete in this new era of leadership. You have to outwork, outstudy, and outsmart your competitors. You have to produce a result people want right now, one that is a necessity for them so that they choose to spend their hard-earned dollars with you. This all starts with setting higher standards in your life, in your health, in your relationships, in your business practices, and in how you serve people. It is absolutely necessary to expect more of the people that you surround yourself with and draw boundaries with those who hold you back. Always leaving the door open, right? I'm not saying forget about those people, but always leaving the door open in case they choose to grow with you. But you must have higher standards for how you show up. Your message must be bolder, bigger, braver. You must have higher standards for what you teach, a higher level of education, and a higher level of content, which, by the way, is your resume that you're putting out every single day. You're putting that message out to the world. How are you showing up at a higher level to attract higher quality people into your life to serve at the level that you were destined for? The Bible says where there is no vision, people will perish. And you have a vision, you have dreams. You want to be happy, you want to help other people. And it's closer than you think. Most of you think it's further away than it is. And that's where you're shooting yourself in the foot. You've created thoughts and habits and patterns that keep you where you are. And it's really not that far away, but you have to decide that this year is the year that you change your life. 365 days is enough time to absolutely change it. And we've been an example of that. We've done it time and time again because we believed that we could, because we worked like it was possible. You could be one person, one meeting, one opportunity, one exposure, one viral video away from having everything that you want. You just have to match your energy to the goal and continue to show up daily with the energy you want to receive. Because you don't get what you want in life, you get who you become. You get who you reflect back. You get who you really are. Because you attract what you expect by reflecting on what you desire. For those of you that meditate, that take some time to project your vision into the future and see yourself where you want to be, if you become who you respect, you will be the mirror to those who you admire. And you'll give them hope to do the same thing. You get to step into that leadership role. You get to step up to the next level. You get to surround yourself with incredible human beings when you stop settling for anything less than you deserve. And you have to cut it off. You have to decide, I'm no longer going to sit in this space. I'm no longer going to do the thing that doesn't fulfill me anymore. I'm going to embrace change. I'm going to embrace growth. I'm going to fail forward because I'm willing to lead. You know, I've seen a lot of people hold themselves back in this world because they lack the belief, or they're always preparing for the worst, or they are not in a position to make decisions that will propel them ahead. They haven't made life choices, daily life choices, to get them in a position to make decisions that'll get them ahead. And the sad part is it's all in their mindset. It's in how they show up. They're playing defense instead of playing offense, and they play defense their entire lives. And that's what we've been taught, right? To save our money, to not spend, to not get that Starbucks, right? Like to save the $5 a day or whatever it is. Whereas instead of playing defense and trying to save and save and save, which by the way will not keep up to the cost of living, will not keep up to inflation, will not keep up to all those things, you got to get smart. You got to learn how to create multiple streams of income. You have to learn how to create businesses that pay you passively. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. How many are you at? Are you learning something new every single year? Are you putting yourself in a position to win every single day? You've got to stop waiting for your belief and confidence to just show up, and instead prove it out. Go after what you want. Action crushes all doubt. So when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who are willing to help you fight your way to the top, who pour life in you, instead of those that are constantly complaining or telling you that you work too hard or you should work less, or you should be fine with how everything is. That might be a fine perspective for them to have. They may be happy in that. But if you're listening to this podcast, it's because you want more out of life and you know you deserve it and you know you can achieve it. So you have to choose different this year. Be bold, be brave, and be disruptive. You are capable of things far beyond your wildest dreams if you just have the courage to go for it. And I want to thank you for being here today. And if you haven't registered for the Unbreakable Business Impact Accelerator workshop starting on January 15th, please make sure that you do so. Feel free to invite your friends or business partners or other entrepreneurs that you know can benefit from it. And make sure you take advantage of that free 30-minute business audit I'm offering to all registered guests, because I would love to be able to help you move through your challenges of 2023 and plan for the future, one that you can get really excited about, one that gets you jumping out of bed in the morning and heading straight towards your goals and aspirations, whether that is fitness, whether that is business, whether that is family, whether that is freedom. You have to decide that you want different and be willing to work for it. You've got to change your pace. You've got to up-level your rhythm. You have to start moving to a different beat. And if you want to do this coming year, make sure that you register. The link for that workshop, that free workshop, is in the podcast show notes. And I'd love to connect and help you step into this new era of leadership and business this coming year, because you and I both know if you're listening to this podcast, you were made for more. And now it's simply a matter of claiming it. If I can support you in any way, if I can encourage you, if I can hold you accountable, if I can help you work through the challenges, if I can help you come up with new business ideas, things that'll get you ahead in this marketplace, that's what I'm here for. That's what brings me great joy, to see you working at your highest vision. But you can't do it until you make the decision to do something different. Because if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. And I don't want to see any more of those posts that are like, it's good enough. You made it through the year. If just making it is where we're at, we're in a lot of trouble. We got to start moving forward with our intuition. We have to start leading the pack. We have to have the courage to build something of significance and move into this new era with a new energy, with a new vision, with a new light, and help other people move through it too. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you next week on another episode of Freedom Motivated, where I'm going to talk with a woman who you are absolutely going to want to meet. She turned a $500 investment in business, in her own business, into $100 million. And if you want to hear her story, you'll hop on next week. And then you'll realize that none of this is out of reach for you. None of it. It's all a matter of making one decision. Have an amazing afternoon. We'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another inspiring episode of Freedom Motivated with your host, me, Christina Whiteley. We hope that the stories we've shared today have sparked a fire within you and ignited your passion for living life on your terms. Remember, true freedom lies in the choices we make and the actions we take. So go out there and embrace your journey. Take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, and never settle for less than what you deserve. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the Freedom Motivated podcast and never miss out on our upcoming interviews with more incredible entrepreneurs and freedom leaders. Be bold, be brave, be disruptive. You are capable of things far beyond your wildest dreams if you just have the courage to go for it. Thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Until next time, may you always be driven by the desire for freedom and motivated to make your dreams a reality.